My dad grabbed my arm, dragged me to the door, and kicked me out in the rain. I was 15, sick, and wearing a thin hoodie like it could save me. 3 hours later, a cop brought me back. That's when my dad finally understood what he'd done because someone in uniform was watching. It started in our kitchen on a Friday night. My older sister got caught with something she shouldn't have had. She panicked and did what she always did when cornered. She pointed at me like I was a fire extinguisher. "She's the one sneaking out," she said. Then she went lower, "And she's faking being sick to skip school." I had been dealing with this chronic fatigue thing for months. Dizzy spells, migraines, that heavy, slow feeling like walking through syrup. I remember gripping the hallway door frame, waiting for my vision to stop swimming, and watching my dad's face go dark. He didn't ask a question. He didn't listen to me breathe. He just decided. "I'm tired of the drama," he snapped. "I'm tired of doctors. I'm tired of lies. Get out of my house. I don't need a sick daughter playing us for fools." Then he shut the door like it was a period. I didn't knock. I didn't cry. Pride glued my feet to the porch. Like staying silent made me stronger. So I walked. No jacket, no plan. My phone was dead and I had $4 in my pocket. For the first few blocks, I acted like it was a movie. I pictured them panicking. I pictured guilt. I even pictured my own funeral, because teenagers are insane. Then the cold started biting through my clothes, and the movie ended. I made it to a closed CVS and sat on a wet plastic bench. Cars hissed past on the pavement. Each pair of headlights felt like a threat, then a rescue, then nothing. I wanted to go into a gas station and ask to use a phone, but I was terrified the clerk would call someone, or worse, look at me like trash. Around 10 p.m., a police cruiser slowed down. My stomach dropped so hard I almost hid behind a dumpster. That was my first instinct. Not help, hide. The officer rolled his window down and his face changed. Then he asked, "How long have you been out here?" I said, "I don't know." Next, he opened the back door and told me to get in. After that, the heater hit my skin like a burn. Then he radioed in my address without drama. A few minutes later, we pulled into my driveway. Next, every light in the house was on. Then he told me to stay put. He walked up to the door while I watched through foggy glass. My dad opened it, looking annoyed, like I was his private problem. The cop spoke first. I couldn't hear the words, but I saw the shift. The officer pointed back at me. He held up paperwork, my medical stuff, or maybe just a note that I was borderline hypothermic. My dad went pale, not scared of me, not scared of losing me, scared of looking wrong. He stared past the cop, straight at the car. His eyes didn't say, "I missed you." They said, "Oh God." People saw. In a nicer story, he would have run out and hugged me. He didn't. He just stood there, stiff, like moving would make it real. The cop didn't leave until I was inside and wrapped in a blanket. The house was quiet in that sharp, painful way. My sister stayed in her room. My dad made canned tomato soup and set it in front of me like an offering. The spoon clinked against the bowl. I couldn't taste a thing. I just held the heat between my hands. He didn't apologize that night. He said we'd talk in the morning. I slept on my bedroom floor even though my bed was right there. I felt like I didn't have permission to be comfortable yet. The next day, my sister confessed. Not because she felt sorry, because she was scared of the police. My dad apologized after that, finally, like words were a bill he had to pay. Later, he bought me an expensive jacket, like fabric could erase a sentence. I still talk to him. People love to ask why I didn't blow up and cut him off. The truth was, I was tired, and our relationship became thin, like paper folded too many times. The creases never disappeared. Years later, doctors diagnosed me with an autoimmune disorder, and every flare-up still woke up that tiny, ugly voice in my head. "You're exaggerating. You're playing it up." It sounded exactly like my dad. Those 3 hours in the rain rewired my idea of safety. I kept waiting for a perfect ending where everyone understood, but life didn't do redemption arcs for me. Sometimes the person who's supposed to keep the rain off you is the one who puts you out in it, and sometimes all you can do is learn how to dry yourself off.